I show up every single time. And if we have a game opponent in Kevin Lee that wants to show up and has got more heart than Eddie Alvarez, Justin Gaethje, than any of these other dudes, because I don't see anybody else signing up on that dotted line. Nobody's jumping up saying, hey, I want to fight T. Ferg. I want to get in that cage with El Kukui. Fuck no. Nobody's saying that shit.
Yo, God. The thing goes skrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrr boom. Skia. Boom, boom, boom.
And here's where it gets interesting, because obviously shortly afterwards, McGregor lost to Mayweather. Khabib posted a photo on Instagram challenging McGregor to a fight December 30th. Just wondering, what was your reaction to that, and why do you sort of feel like he's willing to fight McGregor, but he's not really committed to doing this rematch with you?
Well, that's cute. That's the first thing I said. I was like, that's funny. I mean, he's probably eating a bowl of tiramisu while he's fucking tweeting that shit. Same thing, saying, damn that Chuck Norris. Like, he's so pissed off in his own little pissed off world where everybody's praising him, that he started to believe that he is the actual champ, that he started actually believing his own shit. Khabib, you're a fat motherfucker, dude. You need to get off your lazy ass, go get on a bike and lose some weight and get into the actual fight game. Get a dietitian and do this shit, man, because honestly, I'm tired of hearing your fucking name. You're in my weight class and you're polluting this shit. You're making it, you're giving this name for the lightweight division a bad name, just like Conor McGregor. That bitch needs to defend and vacate, and you need to make weight. So the two top guys that are in this division are a bunch of bitches.
I'm just wondering, Tony, talk to us about that stare down you guys had at the media day during the McGregor-Mayweather fight week. You guys looked into each other's eyes. Did you get anything from that stare down? Did you see anything when you looked into his eyes?
Fucking fake. I saw this dude's all talk. Bark. I'm the dog in this fight. It don't matter the size of the dog in the fight. It just matters how big the bark is. And I got a fucking bite with me, too.
With Conor McGregor wanting to come back possibly for a December 30th card, if everything goes well in this fight, Tony, and you come out relatively uninjured, is it a date that's possible for you to make? Would you be interested in fighting again so soon if they presented you with a Conor McGregor fight for that December 30th card?
Absolutely. I believe that they absolutely need to. If that's my belt and he has the belt, they need to unify both belts. Fuck that Nate Diaz 3 shit. Both those bitches fucking, they want to try to act like they're going to go and make money. Nate don't want to fight. He's trying to recover from a fucking hit that he took with his management and all that other things. McGregor's going to defend or vacate. He's going to defend that belt. He needs to come back. If not, there goes his legacy. There goes the UFC shit. I mean, really, legitimately, why do we have rankings? Why do we have a belt system? Why do we have all this other stuff? But in ultimate reality, I don't give two fucks. The fight that's the most important at hand is the one that's most important. That's the one motherfuckers need to get excited about. Because obviously everybody fucking knows what the fuck I can do to Nate Diaz. But like straight up, you guys want me to talk about those other fighters? They're a bunch of bitches. They want to go and they want to talk. Look, if we can fucking put this shit on a video, we can make this a money fight. If you guys really want to get gangster, let's fucking do that shit. If you want to fucking put it on money, let's put it on paper, Nate. I will fucking stalk and slap the shit out of you, kid. You don't fucking know me, dude. Straight up. Same thing with Conor McGregor. You guys are a bunch of bitches and you guys are a bunch of fakes. If you want to fight while we're here in the UFC, why don't you come and sign a dotted line after you get your shit together and defend your fucking belt, Conor?
Back to the daily grind. Thanks for checking out the channel. You know what time it is. It's full time.
MMA.
Holy flying, flipping flapjacks. Tony Ferguson just let the thing go scrap. But a boom, 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 boom. Hi. Tony Ferguson just went so fucking hard on the entire lightweight division on Submission Radio. I really advise you go listen to the full 25-minute interview he did with Submission Radio. You can find it on YouTube or MMA Imports or anywhere. But Tony Ferguson was talking to Submission Radio and he pulled up and aired it out on Khabib, on Kevin Lee, on Conor McGregor, on Nate Diaz. He gave everybody some free smoke and he's accepting all challengers. Unfortunately, Kevin Lee's the only one able to accept the challenge, or that's willing to accept the challenge right now. That's why he said, I don't want to hear nobody complaining about who I'm fighting because nobody else wants to fight. He even said Eddie Alvarez and Justin Gaethje don't want no smoke. Holy crap, let's fucking go Tony Ferguson. And one other thing I'll say is people talk about how Kevin Lee and Tony Ferguson are two of the cringiest trash talkers on the planet, and I tell you guys, to me me, Kevin Lee's trash talk's not cringy. Tony Ferguson has said some cringy. I mean, everybody said some cringy things, but in this interview, Tony Ferguson was not cringy at all. It sounded like he was just free flowing the shit he really felt. He said Khabib's fat ass didn't. These are Tony Ferguson's words. Khabib's fat ass couldn't make weight. Tiramisu Tuesdays. He was going in on Khabib. He was going in on Khabib's manager. You know, the one that said, and by the way, fuck Tony Ferguson. Or he said, that being said, fuck Tony Ferguson. Khabib's manager, he was going in on Khabib's manager, in on Khabib. He said Kevin Lee needs to tell him thank you. He's only getting the title shot because he's giving it to him, so he wants him to tell him thank you. He said, let me read what he said about Nate Diaz and Conor McGregor, because you know there's a lot of talk about Nate Diaz somehow skipping the interim champion, which will be the winner of Kevin Lee and Tony Ferguson, and somehow skipping them to fight Conor McGregor, when the interim champion is the person who fights the champion whenever they come back from their layoff. That's the only reason interim belts are introduced, is because the actual champion is laid off for some reason. For Conor McGregor, it was Floyd Mayweather. So for Michael Bisping, it was an injury. Now the only way an interim champion can get skipped, as in the case with Michael Bisping and Robert Whittaker, is whenever the interim champion holder gets injured in the fight. So if Tony Ferguson or Kevin Lee gets injured in the fight and they're unable to fight Conor McGregor whenever he wants to fight, then Nate Diaz will probably get the title shot if Tony Ferguson wins and he's injured, so it'll be Nate Diaz. But if not, it's going to be Tony Ferguson or Kevin Lee. But a lot of people still tend to believe it's going to be the Nate Diaz 3 fight, Nate Diaz trilogy somehow, and this is what Tony Ferguson had to say about that. Fuck that Nate Diaz 3 shit. Nate Diaz don't want to fight. He's trying to recover from a fucking hit he took with his management and all that other things. McGregor's got to defend or vacate. He's got to defend that belt. He needs to come back. If not, there goes his legacy. There goes the UFC shit. I mean, legitimately. Why do we have rankings? Why do we have a belt system? Why do we have all this other stuff? If you guys really want to get gangster, let's do that shit. If you want to fucking put on money, let's put it on paper. Nate, I will fucking Stockton slap the shit out of you, kid. You don't fucking know me, dude. Straight up. Same thing with Conor McGregor. You guys are a bunch of bitches, and you guys are a bunch of fakes. If you want to fight while we're in the UFC, why don't you come sign the dotted line after you get your shit together and defend your fucking belt, Conor? Whoo, damn, let's go, Tony Ferguson. Fucking let's go, Tony Ferguson, one of my favorite fighters. He could easily be the best lightweight on the planet today. We don't know because we haven't seen him fight Conor McGregor or Khabib, but it's not because of him. It's not because he don't want to fight them. It's because other things have happened to where he hasn't been able to fight them. Khabib missed weight after eating some tiramisu, and so their fight got canceled, and after that they were supposed to fight again this year. Khabib couldn't make October, so he still is unable to fight Tony Ferguson. Conor McGregor's been doing bigger and better things, making $100 million, fighting Floyd Mayweather close to $100 million at least. So he's been out for good reason. But now when Conor McGregor comes back, he might have to face El Cucuy, and El Cucuy might be able to prove himself as the best lightweight fighter on the planet. And he said in this interview also, after he's cleared out the lightweight division and won this belt, because he is on a 9-fight winning streak, but after he wins the belt, he thinks the welterweight division needs some tuning up too. He's gonna go up there and handle his business at welterweight. And Tony Ferguson is one of the biggest lightweights. He cuts a lot of weight. He's really good at cutting weight. He's got a wrestling base. Wrestlers are good at cutting weight. He walks around, I believe, like 200 pounds. I've seen not too long ago, they said. So he could make 170 pounds and just put on a little more muscle and stick to 170. Tony Ferguson, who knows, could go up and be as savage at 170 pounds just like he is at 155 pounds. Tony Ferguson very easily could be the best lightweight on the planet right now. We just don't know because he hasn't got to prove it. He hasn't got his title shot, and when he did, it got canceled, not for his reasons. Now he's going to be fighting Kevin Lee, a very game opponent who's ranked number 7. Tony Ferguson's probably going to be a slight favorite, but Kevin Lee, he's on a tier right now. But it is what it is, man. Tony Ferguson is letting that thing go. Oh God, please go listen to that full interview, man. I wanted to put more of it on here. I mean, just so because I want you guys to hear it, but I have a little snippet of it on here, so I hope you guys go check out the interview. It's on Submission Radio's YouTube page. I don't even know how to get to if they have a website, but on MMA Imports, it shares a link to the video on their YouTube page. I'll try and put that in the description. Yeah, I'm gonna try and find that and put it in the description. It's a full 25-minute video. It's called UFC 216. Tony Ferguson Ferguson responds to Kevin Lee, threatens to stalk and slap the shit out of Nate Diaz, which you heard there. Man, he went in on everybody. It didn't sound crazy at all. It sounded like he was just fucking saying what he felt. It was real trash talk, built up anger against all these dudes. All these motherfuckers clowning, all these motherfuckers running, all these motherfuckers missing weight. He's pissed off, and he fucking pulled up and he aired it out. 21-21 on Submission Radio. So it is what it is, man. Let the haters know what the fuck you talking about in the comments, dude. And that being said, fuck Oscar.